I'm in Prague this week. I'm here for Christmas and I drove here from Amsterdam. While I haven't done much driving around the city itself, there's a lot of things I've noticed in Prague and in the Czech Republic in general. So today we're going to talk about those. Let's get into it. So like I've said, I haven't done much driving in Prague itself. We've done a lot of walking around the city, but there definitely are a lot of cars in this city. They've definitely oriented it towards cars. So getting here, so we drove from Amsterdam. Actually, it wasn't too bad of a drive, mostly across Germany, which I like, especially for the Autobahns. And actually, the main thing to know when you're driving here is that there's something called an e-vignette. And this is common in some countries, and the Czech Republic being one of them, where it's essentially a toll system for the highway. Instead of paying as you go, it's kind of a fixed fee, and this is like a pass, essentially. So the e-vignettes are something to know. You need this for the highway system in the Czech Republic, as many of them are toll roads. It's actually not too expensive. I'm here for a week and they sell a 10-day pass, and it worked out to be about 12 euros. Even the annual pass isn't too expensive. So I don't mind, because actually, speaking of the highways, they were quite well maintained. They were very smooth, especially on the tolled parts. On the non-tolled parts, it was a little bit rougher, but the nice thing with the highways is that the speed limit was mostly 130 kilometers per hour for the entire way. So that was pretty nice to see. Another thing I noticed driving on the highways here was that there are reflectors in the lane markings on the highways. Now, this doesn't seem like anything special, but actually this isn't very common from what I've seen, especially in places that get snow. And this is because when they plow the roads, they need it to be smooth so that the plow can go over it. But actually, there were reflectors, which really helps visibility at night. Another thing I've noticed is the traffic light phases, which has the red and then the red amber before going to green. Germany also has this, some other countries have this. I really like that. It just kind of is a pre-green, which lets you know, hey, the light's about to turn green, get ready. I think for people with manual transmissions, it also helps kind of get into gear, get ready to go. It's something that the Netherlands doesn't have, but I think it's pretty cool. So what have the drivers been like? Definitely a bit more aggressive, taking a bit more risks, and speeding a lot more, especially even in the city, and especially on the highways. With the speed limit of 130 kilometers per hour, a lot of drivers were doing well over that. Something else I've noticed in Prague, especially for being a big capital city in Europe, there's not a lot of electric vehicles and not a lot of electric vehicle charging spots. My hotel has a charging spot, but other than that, I haven't really seen any charging spots around the city, and I haven't seen really any EVs. So that's something that I guess, just due to cost, is probably too expensive to adopt. So there's mostly gasoline and diesel powered vehicles, as you can see with the car in front of me, smoking a lot. Despite that, I haven't found the air to be too, polluty or anything like that. It's been okay, actually. Another little kind of quirky thing that I've noticed here in Prague especially, but also as I've driven around other cities within the Czech Republic, the sirens on emergency vehicles sound just like American sirens. Now, this sounds a bit crazy, but in Europe, generally, they have this two-tone up-down siren sound, which is very different from the siren sounds within the US. But here, the police vehicles, ambulances, all seem to have a siren sound that's very similar to the United States, which really caught my attention. I don't expect that when I visit a European city. I'm not sure what that's for or why that's the case. Let me know in the comments below if you know. The only other place I've seen that is in Dublin, but maybe there's other European cities that have the, let's say, American style sirens. But for the most part, I've always heard the European style of sirens. So that was something pretty unique. The last thing I'll mention that I've noticed here in Prague and in the Czech Republic in general is a lot of Škoda vehicles, of course. Škoda is a Czech brand of vehicle. Now they're under the Volkswagen group, but they have a long history here in this country. And actually, I've always kind of liked their vehicles since I've moved to Europe and noticed them a lot more. they're sharper Volkswagens. Even though they share a lot of the same parts, a lot of the platforms, I think they're better looking and actually a better value. And of course, they're Czech vehicles, so they're quite popular here in the domestic market. And I think this brand would do quite well in the United States if they were to sell this vehicle over there. They have sharp styling. I think they're good value. There's a lot of different varieties with them. So yeah, I've noticed a lot of Škodas, and that's to be expected, I guess, being in the domestic market for that vehicle. So I think that's it. I'll end the video there. I've had a great time in Prague, great time driving around the Czech Republic. I think it's a beautiful country. Prague is a beautiful city. People are super nice, and I look forward to coming back here. Definitely wouldn't recommend driving around the city. You know, find a good parking spot for your vehicle and walk around. It's a beautiful city to explore by foot, but driving around to other cities in the Czech Republic is really nice as well. So consider doing that if you were to come here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you live in the Czech Republic? Have you been to Prague? What are your thoughts? I look forward to reading them, and thanks for watching.